Hey everybody, welcome to Acting from All Angles. My name is Julianne Lichty Stratton, and this is my cat Ollie. And which we're so happy. I have a story about Ollie. Ollie is back, and he was lost for 3 months, and we found him, and so we're really glad. I thought he was dead in a ditch. But let me get back to what we're talking about. Today, we are talking on Acting from All Angles. We are talking about, are you doing too much? All right, so let me talk a little bit about Actors in Action Conservatory of Film and Theater. As I said, my name is Julianne Lichty Stratton, and I am the creator of Actors in Action Actors in Action Conservatory of Film and Theater. And last week I announced that we are turning it into a conservatory, which we're really super excited. And we're going to be talking about a few things. I guess I can tell you about Ollie first. So our cat Ollie, we have 5 cats, and we have a basement apartment, and we rented it out. And when we rented it out, Amanda's there. Hey, hi Amanda. After we rented it out, our cat Ollie went missing. We couldn't find him anywhere. He's kind of skittish, and I was just like distraught. I was like, where is he? Where's Ollie? Is he dead in a ditch? Is somebody like kidnapped him, or who knows what? And so just a couple of weeks ago, my husband saw this orange cat hanging out at the 7-Eleven just down the street, and it turns out it was Ollie. So we went there and we kidnapped him and brought him back because he was very confused. Anyway, and Hazel's here. Hi, guys. Okay, so let's talk about what we're going to talk about today, which is this modern ill of doing too much. And I have a little story that I want to tell you. It's a little fairy tale. I love fairy tales myself. And this is about the King of Moravia. His name was Minisopius, and he was a very powerful man, and this was in ancient times, and he was very busy. He had a lot of stuff he did. He was always orchestrating this war and that party and that kind of stuff. And he had this beloved daughter named Isabel, and Isabel was turning 16, and he wanted to have the hugest brouhaha ever. He wanted just to make the most amazing party for her because he was also going to announce her betrothal to Prince Humpermeyer of Flandish land. And it was very exciting. They'd been waiting to unite these two countries together, and it was very exciting. So he just took extra care to make sure it was really incredible. He had dancing bears that he trained himself. He had fire eaters. He repainted the castle and had everything done. And they worked months and months and months on this party. And finally the day came, and turns out he was so exhausted that he fell into a sleep, and he could not be woken up for the life of him, and he missed the party. And his daughter, Isabel, ran off with the butler's son, who was a local outlaw, kind of like Robin Hood. His name, I don't know his name, but anyway, she ran off with him, and which pissed off the guys from Flanders, and this huge war started, and it was just a mess. So when the king woke up, he was like, oh, maybe I'm doing too much. Maybe I need to learn how to stop doing that. So I don't know if you relate to that story at all, but the reason I'm talking about this right now is because I certainly have been there and am there, and I'm coming down out of doing too much. So I really want you to think about it. Like, you know that I've been working on my studio. I've been rebranding my conservatory. I've been getting new classes out. I've just been doing tons and tons and tons of stuff. And I feel like I'm finally just starting to surface and start to, okay, think about stuff, because finally the studio is getting in great repair and getting ready. And it's so daunting to do too much. And I don't know if any of you relate to that, if you relate to just doing too much. So I'm curious about what you do. How do you recognize that you're doing too much? What do you do? For me, I have this feeling of just like being shut down, and like I can hardly focus on anything, and I just feel buried, and I'm just like boom, 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 gotta get it done, gotta get this done. I just put my head down and just plow through stuff. And the whole thing with that, having too much to do, is, for me, it really takes me out of my center space of where I need to be and what I really need to work on. So I'm curious if anybody has any experience with that out there, that you just feel hammered. You have so much going on. And I know for me, before, I would do that, I think as a protection, and I'm curious if anybody out there also feels like maybe they pile too much on them for a protection. It's a vulnerability thing. It encases your vulnerability. You've got too much going on, so you don't have to be vulnerable. You don't have to think. You're just reacting instead of responding. That's certainly how I've been. And this year, I'm really going to be talking about a lot about passion and connecting with your passion as an actor and as an artist, or if you're just a normal human being, connecting with your passion. Because I believe strongly that your passion is your fuel. Your passion will take you where you need to go. So if you're feeling this overwhelm of exhaustion from doing too much and buried, I recommend that you sit down and you just close your eyes and you get in touch with your passion and you think about, what am I passionate about? What do I want to do? And all the stuff that I'm doing, you may want to write down all the things that you think you have to do and all the stuff that you're doing. How does that relate to my passion? And if it doesn't, can I get rid of it? Now, I know a lot of us have like full-time jobs while we're pursuing our careers, our acting careers. And that can be a huge, huge burden. That can be something that is so overwhelming. And I think the way to handle that is you kind of have to be very selective about the other stuff you put in your life, because we have to pay our bills, we have to pay for rent. So if you put that, you know what you're doing for your work, for your job, and then trying to pare down other things in your life that just aren't as important. How much TV are you watching? Yes, you need to wind down, I understand that. But are you watching too much TV? How much are you doing that isn't helping you where you want to go? Thinking about that. And if we start to peel away these extra things, we're just going to be able to relax and focus on what we really want to do and to be able to take action with that. And the cool thing, as soon as we start taking action on what we really want to do, even if we just pick one thing to focus on, and we have our job and we have everything else, that we're going to start building a momentum. We'll start building a momentum and we'll start going where we want to go. And the universe will recognize it and it will start to help us as well. I have a great example of that from my life. So I teach acting full-time and I act full-time now. I don't have another job. And it wasn't always like that. I really struggled before with always having to have an office job. I had a house cleaning business at one time. I did a bunch of stuff that didn't feed me artistically at all. And I was so busy and doing so many other things, and I had a lot of desires to act and to help other people train for acting, but I didn't have the confidence to do it. And I had a friend who told me, as I was trying to figure out another job, I had this cleaning business, house cleaning business, that I was really good at, but it's not what I wanted to do. And I told her, hey, I think I might go try to get another office job instead. She said, Julianne, why don't you teach acting? You love it. You love teaching. I already knew I loved to teach acting. And she's like, why don't you just do that? And I was so scared that I did. I started teaching just one class a week for 6 weeks. And that was 4 years ago. And I slowly built on that. And I put my time into that. And I started to do more of my own acting. And I started to pull away. And now, 4 years later, I teach 5 classes a week. I have a studio that I run. I have a self-taping business. I have my own acting career. I write, I produce, I direct. I do a lot of amazing things that fulfill me. And if it can happen to me, I really believe it could happen to anybody. So I want you to sit down and I want you to just get centered and think about your passion. Write it down and start paring down your life. Let things go. Let things go that aren't getting you there. Relationships, habits, whatever it is, just let them go and focus on your passion and take that first little step. First little step. Learn to say no to people and things that you don't want to do so that you can say yes to yourself and what you want to do. And one last thing is get some sleep. I believe that sleep is the most productive thing that you can do. Sleep is something that a lot of people don't take advantage of enough, and I think you should make it a priority. I know in my life, if I don't get enough sleep, I'm worthless. So I don't even bother with that. I just get some sleep. Hope this was helpful. Let me know. Let me know if you are dealing with overwhelm and how you're going to get out of it. I would love to have a conversation about it even more. Okay, have a grand day. Thank you for watching and listening, and stay tuned for some amazing stuff that's going to be coming up with AIA Conservatory of Film and Theater. We're going to be starting our podcast soon. We're going to be doing some more YouTube stuff. We're going to be doing some online classes. We've already started a pilot program of Audition Club. If you want to get in on that, just message me here, and it's going to be amazing. All right, have a wonderful week. We'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.